Welcome to the Bella Vista Gardening TV program, and I'm Jerry Horner. With me today is Linda Neymeyer. She's also a fellow member of the Bella Vista Garden Club and a Benton County Master Gardener, and she's also president of the Floralia Rangers Guild Garden Club. And today we're going to be talking about the events coming up in May, and also talking about an event called Duets in Bloom, and we'll also tell you what to be doing in your garden in May, so we'll give you more information on that later. But the upcoming events, there are plant sales going on in May, and the Bella Vista plant sale is on Saturday, May 2nd at the Village Wastewater. Now, if you're seeing this program after May 2nd and you miss buying the plants, which can happen, you can still buy the remaining plants at the Village Wastewater location, and that's right off Highway 71. And they'll be there from 9 to 3, and you can buy our plants there. They're all priced, so you can just check at the office there. And also the Botanical Garden of the Ozarks is having their plant sale on Friday, May 22nd in Fayetteville. And Compton Gardens, are you familiar with Compton Gardens sale?
I haven't gone to one, but I've heard they're wonderful.
They're wonderful. They're mainly native plants. They have native plants in their sale, have wonderful plants, and I'm pretty sure theirs is May 2nd also, so try to get out there.
Busy time.
Yeah, May is busy. It's a busy garden month. But then don't forget to go to Crystal Bridges and to Compton for the month of May. There's always something new in bloom there, you know, if you walk the grounds.
Trails
so
are beautiful.
That's what we need to do in May. But the main reason we're here is we're talking about Duets in Bloom, and this is a new, exciting event that's coming to Northwest Arkansas.
Well, Jerry has helped over the years, and I'm sure many of you have attended some of our flower shows that the Bella Vista Garden Club has put on every other year. We've been blessed to have first place state, regional, and national awards on our last 5 shows.
Right, that's unprecedented.
We've just had such a wonderful shows, and with help of people like Jerry, and we brought in canoes to stage plants in. I mean, we've really had a lot of fun doing it, but we decided to do something just a little different this year. We're going to broaden out and include 3 other garden clubs in addition to the Bella Vista Club, and those are the Garden Club of Rogers, the Bentonville Garden Club, and Floralia, a Rangers Guild Garden Club. That's a long name that we inherited in 1995 when a lady from Iowa came down, and she was just so talented with flower shows. Dorothy Wallace.
Dorothy Wallace. She was my mentor, so.
She started the club, and then Jerry came along, and some of the other ladies that came before me in the club invited me in.
Well, it's a regional club, so that, you know, we can enjoy the membership of other garden club members. And you don't have to be a garden club member to join the Floralia Club, but it's just basically studying design. That's really all we do, is study floral design. And, you know, we don't get involved with maintaining gardens anywhere or doing other things that other garden clubs do. So it's really an arranger's guild. It just talks about arranging flowers. We learn about arranging.
And most of us are so crazy about gardening that we also belong to at least one other garden club,
yes.
if not 2.
Yes.
So I guess we're really adamant about our love for gardening.
Yeah, we are.
And we thought that this would be a new way to expose people to another side of gardening, and that is to use the beautiful horticulture that you grow in a design. And some of you may have even been to Crystal Bridges. They had an event where they took some of their artwork and then explained how it related to a design interpretation from flowers. And we thought that was such an interesting idea, and so we decided we would go ahead and involve the other garden clubs and 16 local artists who would submit their artworks for us to use, and we will be interpreting those works of art in Duets in Bloom, the name of our show.
Right. Now, a lot of times this event like this is called Art in Bloom. You know, you've seen that across the country. They talk about Art in Bloom. So this is very similar to that. But it's
and you can even Google that on Google and find interesting examples of that type of show. This is going to be held the 19th and 20th of June, and it will be at the Arvest Bank that's on the Bentonville Square, on the north side of the square. There's an entrance directly into the bank at the front door when the bank is open, and when the bank is closed, there's an entrance around the north side of the bank also, and that's directly into what's called their conference center.
Yeah.
So
we'll have signs up
and
so they can
it's labeled.
be located, you know,
Yes.
with signs and arrows and directions to get them in there.
Absolutely. And it's going to be so interesting because we're going to have it set up in a different way than most flower shows. There'll just be the 16 exhibits, but these will be judged by 2 judges from Fayetteville, the current and past president of the Artists of Northwest Arkansas are going to come and judge. They will judge on Friday morning, and when they're finished at 10:30, then the event will open to the public that day until 4.
So that's Friday the 18th.
The 19th,
the 19th
of June.
Of June. So.
And then at 4 o'clock, we're going to close down for an hour so that at 5 o'clock we can have something really special. And we're inviting everyone to attend. This is a wine and appetizer evening viewing. And artists and judges will be there that you can talk to about the artwork and the interpretations. We'll have signs up that indicate which artists and which club did the designs and the interpretations.
Now this is different from a flower show because in a flower show, one person has to do the design. Only one person does a design. And in this exhibit, the whole club can get together and as a group create the design. So this is totally different. And the rules that we have to follow on flower show, a standard flower show, they won't really be enforced like they usually are. So we have more freedom to do unusual things and different things.
I think real creativity is going to come because of all the different influenced by different people and ideas that will be combined together.
Right. And the art is so different. All the art, some of it's abstract, some of it's, I don't know,
More realistic.
more realistic. But the art is just so different. And the sizes. Some of the art is like 4 by 4.
I think the smallest was 8 inches
Oh, 8
square.
by 8.
Yes.
Okay. And then we go up to what, 48 by 48?
4 by 4
so 4 by
feet.
4 feet.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's really a dramatic difference in the size of the art. So the size of the designs may be quite different too.
And that's been really challenging and fun to try to work, figuring all these different things out. Then we're going to also have the show on Saturday, and we're going to open...
Oh, well, going back to Friday night.
Oh, sure.
Oh, we're going to have hors d'oeuvres and finger foods. But I think we're trying to incorporate the floral aspect into the appetizers, you know. So you might be a little surprised as to what's going to be served, and it may be something you haven't, you know, tried before. So
I've heard of something about being served on a lily petal, so
daylily petal.
that might be very interesting.
Yes, that's one of the unique situations with the hors d'oeuvres. But it's going to be a fun event, really fun event.
And so that will be from 5 to 7 on Friday night, and then again on Saturday morning. Of course, during the farmers market, this is a perfect time. Come on down and do the farmers market. Then it's just right across the street. You can tour the event Friday morning, starting at 8:30 until 3:30 that afternoon. We're very close to 21C Hotel Museum. So you can see more artwork next door, have lunch or brunch, spend a nice day on the square on Saturday also. So this is open to the public, free of charge, all the events. They're being sponsored by the local garden clubs and donations from merchants in the area.
Well, when you interpret the art, we're not going to be replicating per se. We're going to be interpreting. So it could be something more unusual than the than the art is. It's going to be quite interesting. A few of the things I've seen that we've kind of worked on are going to be very interesting to see.
And I think the artists are going to attend several of these functions, so that people would be able to ask the artists and the floral designers more about their interpretations, and if they have any questions about why did you do that. Right.
And some of the headings or the titles of the art, after you hear the title, then it makes it more, you're more aware of what they were trying to interpret. So sometimes you just see the art and you don't know, what they were trying to accomplish with their piece. So it's going to be an educational and interesting show.
We hope it'll be one of those things where you see the art and go, wow, and then you see the interpretation in the floral design and go, oh, wow.
Right. And some of the art's going to be for sale.
Yes. The artists can put up their contact information so that if you're interested in a piece, you can contact them and they'll be happy to.
And I don't know if the decision's been made yet whether some of the designs, floral designs, will be for sale also.
That's up to each club and the designers, so those may be also available.
Because they may be using a container they don't want to sell, or something
Grandma's
like that.
Piece.
Yes, that they don't want to get rid of. Anyway, but one of the artists, Becky Christensen, is an artist, and she is in the Rogers Garden Club, Rogers Garden Club, and she's also the owner of Art, which is on. Is it 102 14th Street?
In Bentonville.
In Bentonville. So she has a studio called Art, and she does oils, she does ceramic, she does acrylic. She just does all types of art. She's so creative. And some of her pieces are at the junior college, Northwest Arkansas Junior College. And she's been commissioned to do some things there, and she's been commissioned to do things in quite a few areas around Bentonville and the area, and very involved in Cave Springs.
Yes.
In the Illinois River Project, she's done a cave at the church where the kids can go back in and explore a
Little
cave,
animals,
and I mean, she's just got some wonderful artistic things there, so she's going to be a very very interesting artist to see her pieces.
And she was so helpful in organizing the artists that submitted their works, and we can't thank her enough for that.
Because the artists are from the whole area. They're from Fayetteville all the way down to Bella Vista.
Yes.
And I don't have the names of the artists with me, but I think we'll have something on our website about the information as to who the artists are and where they're from, maybe a little bit of information about the artist. I don't think we're going to be showing the art on the website, because that's a surprise.
Yes.
We won't be showing it, but we'll tell a little bit about the artist and the times when we're going to be having the exhibit open.
Yes, all the information can be found on bellavistagardenclub.com, and we will keep that up to date.
Right.
And then the artists will be available during much of the event hours, so that people can just converse with them, and it should be very fun.
It'll be a fun event. Now the square's open that day for the farmers market, and the Master Gardeners have a booth there. In fact, I think they're having 2 booths now. I think they have one for children and one for adults. That they're getting into a lot of educational information at the square when they have the market masters there, and they'll be directing people into the art exhibit too, the Duets in Bloom. So, and I just think we'll probably attract a lot of people. When we have the flower shows, we usually get maybe 250, 300 people at the most, and it's a lot of work to put these shows on, and you really want more people to see it. So I think having it there at the farmers market, right near there, and you'll have more people coming in. So we're really excited.
2 days.
In 2 days, we're having good. And the judges, I think that's going to really be interesting. We're also going to have maybe a People's Choice Award.
We haven't discussed that, but that's a good idea too. That would be fun.
I think that would be something that then they could come in and they can vote on which piece they think should be the combination of the design and the art and have a People's Choice Award, let them vote. Well, it's like they used to do at the fair. I think they still do that at the Benton County Fair, where they have designs and people can vote on which one they like the best.
Because everybody likes something different.
Oh, that's right. You can't just
and that way
please
everybody
everyone.
Gets a vote, too.
Right.
Makes them feel
Everybody can
that
vote.
somebody liked it.
Yes, that's right. Okay, then the other event that will be preceding that is going to be Joe Krollman.
Yes.
From Little Rock is coming in and doing a seminar with us, with the 4 clubs.
She just contacted me. Unfortunately, she fell and hurt herself just last week, but she says she's going to be okay. I guess hit her face and everything, but she's such a wonderful teacher, and she's going to do this just really, she's not normally doing this type of education.
Right. Well, she's from Little Rock, and she is the chairman of the flower show schools, and she's been judging. She's a master judge. She's been teaching and judging for years and years.
Yes.
And she's new. It's new to her too, this concept, since it's not in the National Garden Club rule and regulation book.
Yeah, we kind of broke away.
Right. So this is new, but she is going to give her her expertise into how our designs are interpreting the art, and she'll be, helping us that way.
Kind of getting us a little professional advice, because a lot of the members have never done this type of design before. Really, that's part of the point of the show, is to allow a venue for local artists to exhibit their art and become more well-known, as well as to give a venue for the garden club members to study design and take on that portion of horticulture as a learning experience, and also a way just to get to know the different members of the 4 clubs. Because, as we know, you really don't know when you're in Bentonville or Rogers half the time.
It all blends together, right?
And I think this is a really good endeavor for us to work together as an arts community that we are becoming, and present more of this type of interesting work. June is Cuisine and Art Month in Bentonville.
Oh, okay.
So this will follow right in with that focus, and we hope that that will continue in the future.
Crystal Bridges has just brought the art world to Bentonville and the area. So it's just opened up all kinds of new windows for us to go into the endeavors. So it's going to be a great event. So I'm hoping everybody can make it there. And the seminar that Joe's giving, that's going to be in Bentonville.
Yes.
And that's the 4 clubs. Because like I said, a lot of those, the members haven't done designs. And when they can do a design together, like a committee, it's going to be designed by committee almost.
We hope that works.
We hope that works. But it's really going to be a learning experience for our clubs too, so that if we do have flower shows in the future, they could have more experience with doing designs. Because the basics are still needed. You still need your balance and your proportion and your your basic elements of design. Your rhythm.
We were just hoping this would be a little more casual, so that some of the members who haven't done a lot of design in the past would feel more comfortable and working with other girls that might have had more experience. So it's been so much fun learning together and sharing ideas together. Jerry and I are doing a workshop later today, in fact.
Right.
And a lot of the girls take time off from golf and other things.
Right.
They're really devoted, and I appreciate so much all the help
Yeah,
the other
you've
clubs
just
have
been
been helping us with.
You've been the main clog in this event, and it's been your idea. And,
Was that clog or cog?
Clog. It's not cog. You were the main originator of it, so it's been a great idea to do.
We've
and we
enjoyed
just
it.
love working with the other clubs. For years, it's like each club just did their own thing, and now we are working more together, and it's really fun to get together with the other clubs and see what they're doing and share our knowledge of floral and whatever. So.
And they all have their own approaches too, so we learn from each other.
Oh, we do. So the other thing we need to work on, or to tell you about, is things to do in May. You know, May is such a busy month in the garden. I'm just, you know, I don't have enough time to get all the things done. So the weeds this year have just been horrendous. With all the rain. You can't get the leaves out of the beds, and it's just been a really slow spring as far as cleanup. Now the flowers haven't been slow. I mean, they're just
beautiful.
Beautiful this year. The bulbs, the hibiscus were beautiful.
Really?
And then the daffodils and all the bulbs are just wonderful.
This rain that has bothered us has helped our gardens
It has
quite
helped
a bit.
the gardens, but it's hard to get it going. And the hummingbirds are back.
I saw one too.
I put my feeders out, usually the 1st of April every year. And for the past 4 years now, I've looked at the calendar, they have arrived on April 9th. No, April 6th.
Ah.
April 6th for 4 years. So I think that's the date they show up.
That's it.
So I know I'm safe if I put it out right before April 6th. So, but they are out, and your hummingbird feeders should be a mixture of 4 to 1. It's 4 parts water to 1 part sugar. And I usually boil it, and you know, to get out some of that chlorine and all. So then it doesn't have to be red, because most of your feeders are red. You know, if there's red, they are attracted to red. But if you put that food coloring in there, I just don't think that's good for the birds.
It doesn't
It's
seem
not
like it would
natural.
help.
I don't think that helps them. So I think I just do it clear, and then the container's red, and it attracts them that way. So, but be sure and get your feeders out. The bluebirds are having babies. I got 4 babies in my little nest. So they're there, and they're laying eggs and having babies already. So make sure if you do have bluebird feeders, be sure after they leave and fledge to clean out the bed, or clean out the nest, so that a new bluebird can come in and start a new family. Yeah, and move in. Okay. And then annuals are things that, you know, they get into the nursery way too early.
They really got in early this year, and we had that cold weather, and even last night and the night before have been pretty chilly.
Right.
But I think that we're getting close to hopefully moderating temperatures at night. So you should be able to set out your bedding plants and your containers, especially containers, because you can scooch them into the garage at night if you have to. While you're doing those preparations, those little crystals that hold the moisture beads,
Little polymers, yeah.
those really help keep your constant moisture in your pots, because they can dry out so quickly, especially on a warm afternoon.
And the wind will dry them out along with the heat.
And
if you have a dark container, that gets even worse.
Yeah.
You know, so because the heat, it just draws the heat in. So but those polymers really do help. Excuse me. Okay, and then herbs, when the nighttime temperatures are at least 50, that's when you need to get your herbs out. And,
so maybe wait just a teens.
Yeah, and it's been fairly warm the first part of the month, so I think we'll be okay. But the herbs need full sun, and that they do enjoy a little bit of afternoon shade. Some of the herbs
so they don't wilt too much in the sun. Sure.
So, but you can get your basil out. And
it's a little tough.
It's pretty tough. So.
And with all the beautiful bulbs we've had blooming, the tulips and the daffodils and the hyacinths, they're kind of starting to reseed now. So it's a good time to give them a little extra fertilizer, a bulb booster or bone meal, and then make sure to leave the leaves on. I know they don't look so cute for a little while, but if you can give them 6 to 8 weeks for those leaves to feed the bulb for next year, you'll have a much better crop next year.
Well, that's where, excuse me, that's where they actually get their flower, is from those leaves feeding that bulb, creating the flower in the bulb. So. And
just hold off a little bit until maybe mid-May on your cannas and your caladiums and elfiniers. They're a little more of a tender plant, and so about mid-May we should be warm enough to put those in.
And if you do put them out earlier, they're just going to sit there and not do anything. They're just going to be like dormant. So, you know, if you get them out a little later, they'll probably grow faster.
And I read the other day that if you soak your cannas in water for a couple of days before you plant them, that helps them get a head start.
Oh, I hadn't heard that before.
So that's something new that I read too.
You're always learning. You know,
Yes,
that's with gardening.
we are.
You're learning something every day, it seems like. So. And then perennials. This is the time you want to divide your perennials. And if you have a perennial that's kind of taken over or gotten out of bounds, you want to separate that. Now at the expo we're having in April, it's already passed now, but we had a demonstration of how to divide your perennials and how to pot them. And so the main thing is to get your perennials separated and potted, and you can either share them with a friend or neighbor, or maybe donate them to the Bella Vista Garden Club for their plant sale or whatever. Yes. We have gotten donations, from various people in Bella Vista for our plant sale, because you hate to really just divide them and throw them away. That just hurts me to the core to throw a plant away.
At least put them along, the common area or something.
Yeah, give them to a friend or donate them. But the perennials are just so expansive this year. They've really grown a lot. So, but this is the time to get them divided, and you really want to label them too, because sometimes they'll disappear. Some perennials come up and disappear, and you don't remember that they're there. So if you have a label there, you'll know it's there, so you won't try to plant something else on top of it. So it's good to label your plants.
Even if you just stick in a little straw or something next to where a bulb has been that no longer has foliage.
Some people use the golf tees.
Oh,
and now that we have the taller ones, we have these taller golf tees. It used to be you'd put the golf tee in and the squirrel would be digging and knock it out. So they have these taller ones now that go a little deeper, and so you can mark your bulbs with those taller golf tees, so you know where they are.
And those little boxes of cocktail straws that are real narrow, you get like 1,000 in a box.
Right.
I found that even when the squirrels dig, they can't dig them up for some reason, so they stay.
Yeah,
pretty
it's a good idea too. Okay, and then we have to take care of our lawns. The lawns are just about out now. They're
looking beautifully
green. They're looking
green.
really nice and green. And
my neighbor mowed theirs, and
we've been mowing.
They put, as usual, about just 1/3 of the height of the leaf blade is what you really want to mow at this time of year.
Yeah, you don't want to take off more than 1/3 at a time. And you have to do your pre-emergence. Because the weeds, I think the weeds this past couple of years just drive me crazy. They're so prolific. So, and even in the lawns, they're trying to take over. So you need the pre-emergent.
And on your fescue lawns, just nitrogen if you find that the soil test indicates. So.
Right, it's really a good time to do soil tests. Almost every other state you have to pay a lot of money for soil tests. But they're free because there's a certain tax on fertilizers that are sold in the state.
Oh.
So this tax actually pays for the soil test. So you can take your soil test to the extension office and then, know what you need to add, what's okay, so your levels are good.
And it varies so much from around Bella Vista.
It does. Even in your own lawn it could vary.
Yes.
So roses, watch for your fungus with aphids and fungus. Aphids you can knock off with a garden hose, and then as your fungus, be sure and treat it. And they're heavy feeders, so be sure you water them goodly, really, really good, and then fertilize. And you have to get them extra water if we don't have at least an inch of rain a week.
So right now we're doing well that way.
Right.
Let's see. Also, your flowering shrubs, after they bloom this spring, is the right time to prune those.
Right.
That'll give them time to set buds for the next year. And if you do plant new trees and shrubs, keep them watered if the rain does abate more than it is right now.
Right.
Feed your azaleas and your rhododendrons after they bloom, and that'll give them a head start for next spring,
so they'll set
too.
their seeds. And the vegetables, you can plant your bush and pole snap beans, lima beans, cucumbers, eggplant, peppers, tomatoes. It's a good time to plant tomatoes. And be sure and mulch them after you plant them. So if you have any other questions, the May still has the Master Gardener Hotline, and they're open for, Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 12 and 1 to 4. You just call 271-1060 and you can talk to a master gardener and they can answer your questions. And then for more information on gardening, go to the Bella Vista Garden Club website, and we have a lot of information there. It's bellavistagardenclub.com. It's easy to find. And our meetings have ended for the year, for the summer, so we will start meeting again in September. And I want to thank you, Linda, for joining me today and telling us all about the Duets in Bloom. It's just going to be such a fun event.
Well, we're both looking forward to it.
I'm hoping we have hundreds and hundreds of people there. Maybe thousands. I don't know. It depends how it goes.
We'll give 21C a run for their money.
Right. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the program today, and you will tune in next month. Until then, don't forget to stop and smell the roses.